You've probably heard all the hype about bone broth, but what if I told you that Barbara O'Neill discovered something that makes bone broth look like child's play? Something so powerful that it doesn't just support your muscles, it actually rebuilds them from the ground up and fights off the silent killer that's stealing strength from millions of people right now. Barbara O'Neill said something that shocked the health world: the food everyone's ignoring is the very food that could save them from becoming prisoners in their own bodies. And once you hear what she discovered about sarcopenia, stick with me because this word will change how you think about aging forever. You'll understand why she called this revelation the missing piece of the longevity puzzle. Now, Barbara O'Neill discovered that sarcopenia isn't just some fancy medical term. It's a thief that creeps into your life starting as early as your 40s, silently stealing your muscle mass, your independence, and your future. Think about it. How many people do you know who used to be vibrant and strong but now struggle to climb stairs or carry groceries? According to Barbara O'Neill, this isn't inevitable aging. It's preventable muscle death. But here's where it gets interesting, and why you need to listen to every word of what comes next. Barbara O'Neill said that muscle loss isn't just about looking weak, it's about survival itself. Your muscles are your body's engine, burning calories even while you sleep, protecting your bones from fractures, and keeping your brain sharp. When sarcopenia strikes, everything cascades: your energy plummets, your balance fails, and your risk of diabetes and even dementia skyrockets. But Barbara O'Neill discovered something that the health industry doesn't want you to know. There's a simple food, something you probably have in your kitchen right now, that can stop sarcopenia in its tracks and even reverse years of muscle loss. This isn't about expensive supplements or complicated protocols. According to Barbara O'Neill, nature already gave us the perfect weapon against muscle death. And here's the kicker that will blow your mind: the trendy bone broth everyone's obsessing over? Barbara O'Neill said it's actually working against you in the fight for your muscles. But the food she discovered, the one I'm about to reveal, doesn't just support muscle growth. It triggers a cellular response that forces your body to build stronger, more resilient muscle tissue than you had in your youth. Stay with me, because what Barbara O'Neill discovered about this humble food will change everything you thought you knew about staying strong as you age. Barbara O'Neill discovered that the answer to sarcopenia has been hiding in plain sight, dismissed by a medical system obsessed with complicated solutions. She said, the perfect food for muscle building wasn't created in a laboratory, it was designed by nature itself, wrapped in a shell, and sitting in every grocery store. According to Barbara O'Neill, eggs aren't just food, they're medicine for your muscles. But here's what shocked even her: while everyone's been sipping bone broth thinking they're building strength, they've been missing the point entirely. Barbara O'Neill said bone broth is mostly collagen, which is great for your skin and joints, but when it comes to actual muscle tissue, it's like trying to build a house with the wrong materials, she explained. But wait, there's something about eggs that Barbara O'Neill discovered that will make you question everything you've been told about protein. She found that eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids in the exact ratio your muscles crave. Not close to perfect, absolutely perfect. Barbara O'Neill said that scientists actually use eggs as the gold standard to measure every other protein source because nothing else comes close to this level of biological perfection. And here's where Barbara O'Neill's discovery gets even more fascinating. She learned that as we age, our muscles develop what she called anabolic resistance. They become stubborn and less responsive to protein. You could eat the same amount of protein you did in your 20s, but your muscles would barely respond. According to Barbara O'Neill, this is where most people give up and accept weakness as inevitable. But Barbara O'Neill discovered the secret weapon: leucine. This amino acid is like a key that unlocks your muscle-building machinery, and eggs are absolutely loaded with it. She said, just 2 eggs at breakfast can provide enough leucine to flip the switch that tells your muscles to grow instead of shrink, even if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. Now, here's something Barbara O'Neill said that might surprise you about cholesterol. For decades, people avoided egg yolks because of cholesterol fears, but Barbara O'Neill discovered that this was one of the biggest mistakes in nutritional history. She found that eating whole eggs doesn't raise your heart disease risk. In fact, the yolk contains the most powerful muscle-supporting nutrients: vitamin D, choline, omega-3s, and antioxidants that your brain and muscles desperately need. Barbara O'Neill said something profound: when you throw away the yolk, you're throwing away nature's multivitamin designed specifically for strength and vitality. And here's the clincher: vitamin D deficiency is directly linked to muscle weakness and frailty, and eggs are one of the richest natural sources available. But there's still more to Barbara O'Neill's egg revelation that will amaze you. She discovered that eggs provide the perfect environment for muscle protein synthesis, the process where your body actually builds new muscle fibers. According to Barbara O'Neill, when you combine the high-quality protein, the leucine trigger, and the supporting nutrients in eggs, you create what she called the perfect storm for muscle growth. And the accessibility factor? Barbara O'Neill said this was crucial. The most powerful muscle medicine shouldn't be expensive or complicated. Eggs are affordable, cook in minutes, and available everywhere. But there's one more piece to Barbara O'Neill's egg protocol that makes all the difference, and it involves timing and preparation methods that most people get completely wrong. Here's something Barbara O'Neill discovered that shocked even seasoned health professionals: you could be eating perfect protein and doing everything right, but if you're missing this one critical element, your muscles will still waste away. She called it the invisible foundation of strength, and according to Barbara O'Neill, 95% of people struggling with muscle loss are getting this completely wrong. Barbara O'Neill said, your muscles are 75% water, but people think hydration is just about avoiding thirst. They're missing the electrical symphony happening inside every muscle fiber. She discovered that water isn't passive in your muscles, it's the conductor orchestrating every contraction, every repair, and every growth signal. But here's where Barbara O'Neill's revelation gets mind-blowing. She found that even 1 to 2% dehydration causes immediate strength loss, slower recovery, and poor coordination. According to Barbara O'Neill, chronic dehydration over months and years directly feeds sarcopenia because your muscles can never function at full capacity. Barbara O'Neill discovered that the real secret isn't just water, it's electrolyte balance. She said, every time you flex a muscle, you're witnessing an electrical miracle powered by minerals. Sodium rushes in, potassium flows out, calcium floods the cell, and magnesium helps everything relax afterward. Without this precise mineral dance, according to Barbara O'Neill, your muscles become like a car with a dead battery. And here's something Barbara O'Neill said that will change how you think about aging. Older adults lose their thirst sensation, meaning they're chronically dehydrated without even knowing it. Combine this with medications that deplete key electrolytes, and Barbara O'Neill discovered you have the perfect recipe for accelerated muscle loss. But Barbara O'Neill discovered something even more crucial about hydration and muscle building. She found that when muscle cells are properly hydrated, they create an environment where protein-building enzymes work more effectively. According to Barbara O'Neill, this means the protein you eat is more likely to build muscle instead of just being burned for energy. Barbara O'Neill said dehydration actually signals stress inside muscle cells, causing your body to break down muscle protein faster. It's not enough to eat more protein, she explained. You have to create the conditions where that protein gets used for growth, and hydration is the master key. Here's Barbara O'Neill's specific discovery about magnesium that could change your life. This mineral is involved in over 300 reactions in your body, including muscle relaxation. She found that magnesium deficiency keeps muscles tense, slows recovery, and reduces the effectiveness of other electrolytes. Barbara O'Neill said, without enough magnesium, it's like trying to run an engine with faulty spark plugs. According to Barbara O'Neill, the modern diet is severely lacking in magnesium, which explains why so many people experience muscle cramps, tension, and poor recovery. But she discovered specific food sources that can restore this critical mineral balance. Barbara O'Neill also revealed something surprising about sodium. While everyone's been told to avoid salt, she discovered that sodium is absolutely essential for muscle contraction. The key, according to Barbara O'Neill, isn't avoiding sodium, it's balancing it properly with potassium and other minerals. But there's one more piece to Barbara O'Neill's hydration protocol that ties everything together, and it involves a specific timing strategy that maximizes muscle building potential. Now, here's where Barbara O'Neill's research took a dramatic turn that stunned the medical community. She discovered that even with perfect protein and hydration, there's a hidden enemy silently destroying muscle tissue from the inside out. Barbara O'Neill called it the muscle assassin, and according to her findings, chronic inflammation is the real reason why some people build muscle easily while others struggle despite doing everything right. Barbara O'Neill said something that revolutionized how we think about muscle loss: your muscles are in a constant state of construction and destruction. Inflammation determines which force wins. She discovered that low-level, chronic inflammation doesn't just slow recovery, it actively accelerates muscle breakdown and paves the highway to sarcopenia. But here's Barbara O'Neill's breakthrough discovery about food as medicine: certain foods don't just feed your muscles, they act like firefighters, dousing the inflammatory flames that would otherwise consume your strength. According to Barbara O'Neill, anti-inflammatory foods are the secret weapon that transforms your body from a muscle-destroying environment into a muscle-building powerhouse. Barbara O'Neill discovered that fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines contain omega-3 fatty acids that work like natural anti-inflammatory drugs in your body. She said, omega-3s don't just reduce inflammation, they enhance muscle protein synthesis, making every gram of protein you eat more effective. According to Barbara O'Neill, older adults who get enough omega-3s actually respond better to resistance training, which is a game-changer for preventing sarcopenia. But Barbara O'Neill's research revealed something even more fascinating about berries. She found that blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries contain powerful compounds called anthocyanins that neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage muscle cells after exercise. Barbara O'Neill said, eating berries is like giving your muscles bodyguards that protect them during recovery. Here's what Barbara O'Neill discovered about leafy greens that will amaze you: spinach, kale, and Swiss chard aren't just vegetables, they're concentrated medicine for your muscles. She found they're loaded with magnesium, vitamin K, and phytonutrients that fight inflammation at the cellular level. According to Barbara O'Neill, many people struggling with muscle weakness are actually suffering from hidden magnesium deficiency. Barbara O'Neill discovered something remarkable about turmeric that changes everything. This golden spice contains curcumin, which she found blocks the inflammatory pathways that break down muscle tissue. She said, curcumin works like a dimmer switch, turning down your body's inflammatory response so your muscles can focus on growing instead of just surviving. But here's Barbara O'Neill's secret about turmeric that most people miss: curcumin isn't absorbed well alone, but when paired with black pepper, absorption increases dramatically. Barbara O'Neill said this is why traditional healing systems always combine these spices: they understood the synergy that modern science is just rediscovering. According to Barbara O'Neill, nuts and seeds are like tiny packages of muscle medicine. She discovered that almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds provide healthy fats, magnesium, zinc, and antioxidants that create the perfect anti-inflammatory environment for muscle growth. Barbara O'Neill said, these foods don't just prevent inflammation, they actively support the repair and recovery process. Barbara O'Neill's research on olive oil revealed something extraordinary. She found that extra virgin olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal that acts similarly to ibuprofen in reducing inflammation, but without the dangerous side effects. According to Barbara O'Neill, this explains why Mediterranean populations maintain muscle strength and longevity: they're naturally medicating themselves with every meal. Here's something Barbara O'Neill discovered about gut health that most people never connect to muscle loss. She found that a healthy gut microbiome produces short-chain fatty acids that lower inflammation throughout the body. Barbara O'Neill said, your gut bacteria are like a pharmaceutical factory, producing anti-inflammatory compounds that protect your muscles. Barbara O'Neill discovered that legumes, beans, lentils, and chickpeas feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut while providing plant-based protein and fiber. According to her research, this creates a powerful anti-inflammatory effect that supports muscle function from the inside out. But there's one final piece to Barbara O'Neill's anti-inflammatory protocol that ties everything together: a specific combination strategy that amplifies the power of each individual food exponentially. This is where everything Barbara O'Neill discovered comes together into what she called the complete sarcopenia prevention system. After years of research, Barbara O'Neill said, fighting muscle loss isn't about choosing one perfect food, It's about creating a symphony of nutrition where every element amplifies the others. Barbara O'Neill discovered that timing is everything in muscle preservation. She found that starting your day with 2 to 3 eggs provides the leucine trigger your muscles need, but there's a specific window when this works best. According to Barbara O'Neill, eating protein within the first hour of waking sends a powerful signal to your muscles that growth mode is activated for the entire day. But here's where Barbara O'Neill's system gets brilliant. She discovered that combining your morning eggs with anti-inflammatory foods amplifies the muscle-building effect. Barbara O'Neill said, add spinach to your omelet, include berries on the side, and you've created a muscle-protecting powerhouse that fights sarcopenia on multiple fronts simultaneously. Barbara O'Neill's hydration protocol is equally specific. She discovered that drinking water steadily throughout the day, rather than chugging large amounts at once, maintains optimal muscle cell volume. According to Barbara O'Neill, adding a pinch of high-quality sea salt and eating potassium-rich foods like avocados and bananas creates the electrolyte balance your muscles crave. Here's something Barbara O'Neill emphasized that most people overlook. She discovered that resistance exercise is the non-negotiable partner to proper nutrition. Barbara O'Neill said, you can eat perfectly, but without challenging your muscles, you're only winning half the battle against sarcopenia. She found that even simple bodyweight exercises, when combined with her nutritional protocol, can reverse years of muscle loss. Barbara O'Neill discovered that sleep is the secret multiplier in her system. She found that muscle protein synthesis peaks during deep sleep, which means all the perfect nutrition in the world won't work without quality rest. According to Barbara O'Neill, 7 to 9 hours of sleep amplifies every positive choice you make for your muscles. But here's Barbara O'Neill's most profound discovery. She found that consistency trumps perfection every time. Barbara O'Neill said, it's better to follow 80% of the protocol consistently than to attempt 100% sporadically. She discovered that small, sustainable changes compound over months and years into dramatic improvements in muscle strength and function. Barbara O'Neill's research revealed that people following her complete system saw measurable improvements in strength within 4 to 6 weeks, with dramatic changes in muscle mass and function within 3 to 6 months. According to Barbara O'Neill, your muscles have been waiting your entire life for the right signals. Once you provide them, the transformation can be remarkable. But there's one final element to Barbara O'Neill's system that makes the difference between temporary improvement and lifelong strength, and it's simpler than you might think. Barbara O'Neill said something that should inspire everyone listening: you don't have to accept sarcopenia as your destiny. Every single day, you have the power to choose strength over weakness, vitality over decline. According to Barbara O'Neill, the time to start is right now, because every day you wait is another day your muscles are silently slipping away. Here's Barbara O'Neill's simple action plan that anyone can follow starting tomorrow. Begin each morning with 2 to 3 whole eggs cooked any way you enjoy. Barbara O'Neill emphasized whole eggs. Never throw away the yolk where the muscle-supporting nutrients hide. Add spinach, peppers, or other colorful vegetables to create what she called the anti-inflammatory omelet. Barbara O'Neill discovered that hydration success comes from making it automatic. She recommended keeping water visible and sipping consistently rather than waiting for thirst. According to Barbara O'Neill, adding natural electrolytes through foods like bananas, avocados, and leafy greens supports the electrical system that powers your muscles. Barbara O'Neill said to think of anti-inflammatory foods as daily medicine. Include berries with breakfast, use turmeric in cooking, snack on nuts and seeds, and drizzle olive oil on vegetables. She discovered that these small additions create a powerful protective shield around your muscles. According to Barbara O'Neill, movement is medicine that must be taken daily. She found that even 15 to 20 minutes of bodyweight exercises or resistance training sends the signal your muscles need to grow stronger instead of weaker. Barbara O'Neill said, your muscles respond to what you consistently ask of them. Barbara O'Neill discovered that the grocery store becomes different when you know what to look for. Head straight to the eggs, bypass the expensive bone broth, and fill your cart with fatty fish, colorful vegetables, berries, nuts, and olive oil. According to Barbara O'Neill, these simple whole foods contain more muscle-building power than any supplement ever created. Barbara O'Neill's final message was clear: aging doesn't have to mean declining. With the right knowledge and consistent action, you can be stronger at 70 than you were at 50. According to Barbara O'Neill, sarcopenia is optional, strength is a choice you make every single day. Thank you so much for staying with me through this exploration. If you found value in today's discussion, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who might benefit from it.